Hello everyone and welcome back to our channel. So in this particular video we shall cover the organophosphate poisoning. Now coming to the sources which are responsible for this organophosphate poisoning. So we are all aware that several chemicals which may be either used as pesticides or certain insecticides or preservatives, they contain such chemicals which may result in poisoning. The examples of organophosphates containing commercially available substances are Batex, EC550 or Harcrose. So these are the common examples which are available. Of course, there are many more which contain these organophosphates as they are components. Okay, say for example, the parathion, malathion, prothiophate, then the difloss, tabun, serine, so on. So all these chemical containing substances may be the sources of organophosphate poisoning, which may upon chronic exposure may result in the organophosphate poisoning. Now coming to the symptoms of organophosphate poisoning. So these include the headache. So mild symptoms include the headache or fatigue, that is tiredness, then dizziness, that is the person may feel giddy. There may be loss of appetite, that the person may not feel like eating, or there may be nauseated feeling, that is vomiting like sensation, abdominal cramps or diarrhea. So these are GI related side effects which may be seen. Apart from that, blurring of vision, okay, due to the contraction of the pupils, the blurring of vision, excessive tearing, secretions of tears. We all know that these organophosphates, they increase the secretions from several glands of the body. So tear secretion may increase, okay, lacrimal secretion may increase, contracted pupils, that is pupil size may decrease, even sweat secretion may increase, saliva may increase. So all these gland secretions will increase. Then slowing of heartbeat, that is decrease in the heart rate of bradycardia may be seen. The person may be unable to walk due to the weakness. There may be chest discomfort or tightness which may be seen, and pinpoint pupil, that is due to the contracted pupils. In the severe poisoning, the pupils may be very small, just like a pinpoint. Then contractions of the muscles is seen. So in poisoning, the muscle twitching may be seen, that is excessive and persistent contractions of the muscles. Apart from that, involuntary urination and bowel movements might be seen due to the contractions of the smooth muscles in the GI tract or into the urinary system. Then conditions like seizures may get precipitated, person may be incontinence, and also unconsciousness may prevail. So these are the symptoms. And coming to the treatment. So treatment or the management of the organophosphate poisoning. So this include the general management, supportive treatment, and specific antidotes. Yes. So first line management is the decrease of the exposure, right, or removal of the person from that exposure, okay, or the decontamination. So removal of these contaminated clothes which the person is wearing to prevent the further contact may be done. Then washing of the skin under the running water for at least 15 minutes should be carried out. If the chemicals are in contact with the eyes, the eye should also be washed with running water for at least 15 minutes. Apart from that, in case of visual impairment, if at all has taken place, you may have to seek the medical advice from an ophthalmologist for specific treatments. So also the person may be removed from the source. In case of inhalational poisoning, the person should be immediately removed away from the source and should be encouraged to breathe deeply. So the person should be taken to the fresh air to prevent the further exposure. In case if the patient is semi-conscious or unconscious, then the patient should be kept in the neck extended position. That is, the head should be tilted backwards in this particular situation. Apart from that, the specific antidotes like atropine is available, that is the anticholinergic drug. Now when you should go for this atropine, that is when the person shows cholinergic syndrome, that is in case if the person is unable to breathe appropriately, or in case if the patient's lungs, they show poor ventilation, or if the entry into the lungs is poor. In case if there is bronchorrhea, that is the secretions in bronchial tree will also increase, right? So bronchorrhea or bronchospasm may be seen, that is a constriction of the bronchi and bronchioles. So in that case you should go for atropine. Excessive sweating, bradycardia, hypotension, meiosis, so all these situations in which you should go for atropine therapy. Apart from that, the second treatment line is pralidoxime. This is a specific antidote. So this is given in a little bit higher dose initially, that is called as a loading dose, and followed by that you can continue with the smaller doses. So this dose at once should be given, but the administration should be slower. It is in the form of bolus, that is at once the injection should be given, but the injection should be over 10 to 20 minutes. This should be followed by a continuous infusion of 8 to 10 milligrams per kg per hour. So this should be the rate of administration until the person shows clinical recovery or 7 days. Whichever is later, you should go for this particular treatment. Okay, now what do you mean by clinical recovery? That is the 12 to 24 hours after the atropine treatment. So once the atropine treatment is stopped, 12 to 24 hours after that, or when the patient is extubated, that is if at all if the person is on any supportive treatment, if the intubations are removed, then you should go for the maintenance dose. Okay? And in case of less severe poisoning, in that case you should go for intermittent dosing. So such continuous infusion may not be required and smaller doses are required. That is just 1 gram every 6 hours by slow IV bolus over 10 to 20 minutes. So this is the treatment of the organophosphate poisoning. So this finishes the symptoms and the treatment and the causes of organophosphate poisoning. Thank you for watching.